Alright, in this little video, we're just going to take a look at graphing on a number line. And so we're going to concentrate on just one dimension. It's only going to include certain numbers. We're not going to try to go into two dimensions here if that's what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. It says graph the following set on a number line, and then it gives us a set of 4 numbers. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our 4 numbers and we're just going to plot them on this number line. So wherever you see the number and where it crosses the number line, you just simply put a dot there. So we have -5, and that deserves a dot right here. And then we have -2, and so we put a dot at -2, and 0. And then it says 1/2. Well, 1/2 is halfway in between 0 and 1, and so we'll put a dot right about there and call it good. And that's how you graph on a number line. It's really not that bad. Now, the next part you got to be kind of careful at. There are certainly a couple of ways to express the answer. So let me go ahead and clear that. And then let's graph all integers greater than -2. Remember that the integers include the natural numbers, the counting numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth, as well as their negatives. One number that is not positive or negative is 0. That's included too. So all of these numbers here are integers, and we want all of those integers greater than -2. 1/2 is not an integer, so we don't need to worry about that. Now, since you can't include the things in between -1 and -2, you don't need anything there. So you can't just draw a line. You got to mark the dots. So we mark -2, we mark -1, and 0, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And by the way, as you're doing this, if you are in the habit of putting in open circles because you think it marks it better, please don't. Math is very weird. Everything has its own unique meaning, and open circles mean you cannot include that particular answer. Now, if we can't include an answer just by graphing this way, we just simply don't put a dot there. But in other cases, we will put an open dot where we can't include the answer, but we can include all the stuff around it. So we have to be very, very cautious that way. Now, as I get to the end here, you'll see that 10 is not marked, and neither is 11. So one thing that we can do at the end is we can just put ... to say that this pattern goes on forever. Another way of doing this is you can just say, make an arrow, and just say, again, that pattern goes on forever. In this case, the ... would probably make more sense because we're not dealing with all the numbers, just the integers. So I would probably choose the ellipses or the ... That's how you graph on a number line.